Oh, I clicked on the wrong button. Record. Okay.
Recording started.
All right. So I've just recorded real quick. So right now, we are on Unit 4. Okay, we have 5 units. I can't even see them in the screen. So we have 5 units. We're on Unit 4, and we're like halfway through that. So we're diving along pretty quickly here. This is what you should have done so far. Okay, you should have lessons 1 through 6. Your country presentation done. If you don't have that done, I think I'm zeroing that out today, so that will definitely affect your grade if you have not done it. So make sure you do it. If you look on the announcement board, to have how to do that. Okay, a video explanation as well as on the thing. So it's at the end of Unit 2. Okay, where there's a description. Lessons 7, 8, 9, which gets us through Unit 3, and then we're going to be this week finishing up basically Unit 4. You have what's called your geography topic paper, okay, and that is due next Wednesday. So what I'm doing right now, hopefully it will hit in there, I'm sending out a video. I'll push that out to you as well. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Push that link out to you. That is a video of how you do the geography topic paper. Okay, what you do in it is you choose a topic in geography. It could be anything, right? Remember, geography is the study of the earth and everything in it. So it could be poverty, it could be immigration, it could be population, it could be anything that we kind of talked about. How you are building a garden, right, to feed yourself, or how there's different natural resources, that kind of stuff. So anything like that is on the table. Okay, that shows you how to do it. That link that I just sent out. Let me just send it out one more time, putting it in the chat there, and I push it out to you. So make sure you watch that. I'm going to post that to the announcement board as well. Okay, lesson, and then you'll have lesson 13, 14, and 15 quiz, and then you guys are done. Okay, this block is going to be finished, I believe, only a couple weeks, honestly. You do have a week that I've built in there that plays a little catch up for you if you're a little bit behind. Okay, so that's what's kind of going on right now. So today what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about South America, the different aspects of South America, different natural resources, physical systems, the impact and abnormal hazards, and then analyzing the importance of the Andes Mountains. Okay, let me just share my screen real quick. Alright, if you can see my screen, will you give me a green check mark real quick, just so I know we're kind of all on the same page here. Good, I like when my internet connection works well. Very good. Okay, so as you see here, I just want to have a breakdown. So we have this week, okay, the 20th. Today's the 20th. Next week, as you see, your geography papers due. Topic paper. Lesson 12, 13. Okay, 14, 15, and then the last day of the block to turn anything in is March 21st, and then we have good old spring break, and then we start block 4. Okay, so this is only a 1-block class, so you need to get all that stuff done by the 21st. As you see right here, the last thing that's assigned that's due, if you've been keeping pace, you could be done with this class potentially on the 8th of March. Or if you wanted to go faster, you have that opportunity as well. Okay, so you have all of that time, a week, basically in a week and a half that I've built in to catch you up. Okay. Any questions on that? Concerns, comments? No? Alright, cool. Alright, can anybody tell me what this animal is right here? Okay, the one I'm pointing out. My little finger, I'm sticking something in its eye. What kind of animal is that? Have you seen those before? Okay, so somebody says a dragon. Yeah, so I think they're kind of the Komodo dragon kind of things, but um, they're actually a type of iguanas. Yeah, they're the big, huge iguanas. They're kind of like iguanas, but they have the. Anyways, if you go to these different places, one of the places that I went that was really cool when I was actually in Central America, but it's pretty close to South America. I'm trying to remember the place, Roatan, which is Honduras. They had a huge farm of these suckers, and they were vegetarian, and we'd go by and they'd give us leaves, and they would like all come and like almost attack us. They don't eat meat, um, but they go and they'll eat all of that stuff, and it's really really cool to see that. It was fun. And I was wearing sandals too, and so they like have these little claws, and they like step on your feet, and it's a little freaky. Um, but yeah, so somebody said it's a marine iguana, okay? So you have these iguanas that sit up there, and they only live in those places that are very tropical as well. But you also have some areas in South America as well. This picture over here, which are high elevation areas, okay? Um, and that's because there's so much tectonic plates. Have you guys? I'm sure you guys have had Earth systems possibly before, or Earth science. You guys talked about tectonic plates in that area, in that class? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, you may have talked about this. Okay, so I wanted to bring this. Reason I talked about tectonic plates, I wanted to bring this up right here. Okay, this area. If we look at this picture to the right here, can anybody tell me what this is of? This kind of where it's all red. It's marked in red right here. And because we're looking at South America, so this big kind of thing coming down this area, right? Okay, so somebody says it's a ring of fire, right? There used to be a Johnny Cash song called The Ring of Fire. Okay, what is the Ring of Fire? Can anybody tell me what the Ring of Fire is? Or any ideas? Thank you for answering, by the way. What is the Ring of Fire? And I guess why would it be important? Got some running. Okay. Volcanoes. It has a little bit to do with volcanoes, alright? So what you have is it's called the Pacific Plate, or tectonic plates, and you have the edges of them where they rub up against other plates, okay? And so as they're rubbing and conforming and contracting and moving apart, the sea floor spreading, that kind of stuff, you have the earth, right, has that lava and all that kind of stuff in the mantle that pops up through the mantle and has those volcanoes. And so that's why you see like 90% plus of all of the volcanic activity and earthquake activity happens along this area, okay, along these faults. And we have a fault in Utah. Did anybody feel the earthquake that was was it last Thursday? That was down like in the okay, you felt it? All right, cool. And it woke you up. Yeah, cuz I think it was like at 5:30 in the morning if I can remember. I remember driving home from the gym, they were talking about it. But it was kind of like the Saratoga Springs kind of area is where it was the biggest one. Can anybody remember how big of an earthquake that was? I think it was something where along the lines of 3 point something. It's like a 3.7. That's right. Yeah, if you get anything more than that, you're going to start causing like damage to houses and stuff like that. Okay, so as you can see right here, if you look at North America on here, we're pretty close to that fault line. Now, you have California that has a whole bunch more earthquakes because it's right on the San Andreas fault line right there. But if we go down and we look at South America, it has huge earthquakes in Chile and Argentina, those areas that are over this side, Ecuador, that are along this side, and they've caused huge mountain ranges that are over there, and they have what's called the Andes Mountains. that are created because of that, because of this volcanic activity and the shifting of those plates. But it was kind of scary. Like, was there anybody else that felt the earthquake that lived in that area? They said they could feel it all the way up towards the Salt Lake area and all the way down to Provo. I actually live north of Salt Lake, so I did not feel it at all. But I think it was kind of crazy. It kind of makes you think what you'd want to do on that kind of stage. Okay, cool. Let's move on then. All right, one of the things that South America is known for is for its the rainforest, okay? Particularly the Amazon rainforest. So the Amazon, it's debated. I had a couple emails on this that they learned. So because of the snaking of the river, okay, the Amazon River, it's considered by many to be the longest river in the world. A lot of people have a debate whether that or the Nile is, but because we're talking about South America, we're just going to say that's the longest river, okay? But because of that river and where it's at a very warm area between the tropics, right? The Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. It's in between there and it's really warm. You have all kinds of animal life that you do not see anywhere else in the world because of that and because of that moisture. So you have what's called the rainforest, and you have different structures there, right? So you have what's called the emergence, which is basically the giant trees that are in the rainforest that are kind of, just kind of come up. And you have a whole bunch of animals that live in there. Like here's an animal that's always cute and cuddly that everybody thinks about is the koala bear, right? So have everybody seen koala bears? I bet you they bite. I don't really want to hold one. You kind of see some sloths in that area. I was able to hold a sloth one time when I went down there, and they had like the three-toed sloth. Like, it's so weird when it gets on your shoulder. It's a little creepy. Anyways, so that's what would be in the trees. The canopy, okay? The canopy is the covering of the trees on top. It makes it a little bit more dark and moisture down in there, which is really good for some of the other animals that live underneath there and insects. But they can be anywhere from 65 to 130 feet tall. And those, you'll have a lot of tropical birds that live up there, reptiles that live up there, mammals that are in that area. Then you have what's called the understory, which is the level of kind of the dark, cool environment. And this is where you have different shrubs and trees and ferns and vines and that kind of stuff. And then you also have the forest floor, where you have a lot of animal life, which you have snakes like these. Can anybody tell me what type of snake that is? Do I have some snake lovers out there? I went to somebody's house the other day and they had a snake in their bathtub. Ugh. Like there was their pet, and I was like, oh, I can't do snakes. Snakes scare me too much. Anybody know what kind of snake that is? Gotta make sure you're awake out there. What kind of snake is that? No? No thoughts? Okay, this is what they call an anaconda. Okay, so an anaconda. What about this animal right here to the far right? What type of animal is this animal over here? It's a type of car as well. That gives you a little hint. What type of animal is that? No thoughts? Panther, that's a good thing. So panthers are more black in color. This one's actually called a jaguar. So jaguars go. But good thinking there. Yep. Oh, you're good. Thanks for coming. Okay, so now we're going to go over a little bit more of the people and the culture of South America, okay? So about the Inca civilization. So South or Central America was more the Mayan population, that we kind of talked about. So the Inca population lived in the very high regions of the Andes Mountains, really high elevations. They had a very sophisticated lifestyle. And then we'll also talk about different regions and compare and contrast all three of the different Americas that we've talked about, right? North America, Central America, and South America. Okay, so let's talk about the Inca civilization. So the Inca civilization, they were polytheistic. Okay, so does anybody know what polytheistic means? What is polytheistic? It has to do with religion. It's polytheistic. No thoughts on there? Multiple gods. Thank you. Thank you for replying there. Yeah, so that means you believe in many gods. Okay, so the Incas believed they had one god that was called the sun god, and he was basically represented by this gold disc that you can see over here. So he had a human face, and there was a lot of bright lights that were kind of shown out there. Then you also had the Mama Quilla. I can't even say that right. The goddess of the moon. Okay, so she was like the protector of women. Her image was like on a silver disc with a human face. And then you have Manco. I'm saying these things wrong, but he was the son of the sun god, and also a solar god, and he was the so they had this whole line of like stories revolving from the Inca civilization down there. So it's pretty cool to kind of dig a little bit more into their history, into that kind of stuff. So that could be, as we talked about at the very beginning of class, this could be your geography paper that you write on. You research about the Inca religion, right, or how they lived, that kind of stuff. If we were to talk about modern day South America, is quite interesting, particularly in Argentina. Argentina has a very European culture that kind of came over. So a lot of people from Europe came and moved to South America, and they brought this culture with them of one religion. So a lot of them are Catholic or Protestant, a Christian religion. They also brought over a lot of TV, and the United States television culture has kind of gotten into them. But they're still back like in the times of John Wayne. So there's this what they call conquistador movement, where they have a lot of people that dress up kind of like cowboys, because they herd a lot of cattle over there in Argentina. Argentinians, they actually eat a lot of meat. They raise a lot of cattle, as I said before. So they have this culture of being kind of like a cowboy kind of thing, and that's very popular down in Argentina. So now what we're going to do is we are going to compare and contrast the three Americas that we talked about. So North America, South America, and Central America. And so you'll want to maybe write these down, or I'll open up the slides at the very end, because your exit ticket will be on this, okay, that I'll be sending out. So North America, okay, so some things about North America. I'm sure you guys have seen a Venn diagram before, right? So you have three circles, and in the middle circle right there where all of them connect, that's what they all have in common. So the biggest one, as we looked at, is they all have in common Christianity. Okay, so the Europeans brought Christianity over to the Americas, and they were able to do that. The other one was they all had some type of indigenous people that lived there before, which is, the Native Americans. And there's also ecotourism that they said in there. Some things that are just similar to South America and North America. European immigrants. There's a lot of European immigrants that settled, particularly in Brazil and Argentina, and they have multiple climates. So since South America is so lower on the hemisphere and North America is so high, they have all 4 seasons rather than just the other ones. Central America and North America, we have border issues, right? We talked about the immigration and them coming over. South America and Central America, subsistence farming, okay? So people growing things together or for themselves to feed themselves. And then you can kind of see the other ones that are just like North America. Like we have capitalism, a big government, low birth rate, high literacy rates, so people are educated. Central America, a lot of poverty. The Aztecs, corrupt governments. And then South America, you have the Inca civilization. You have a lot of socialist leaders, which means it's not capitalism, but socialism. We'll go over that in the next unit. But you have a lot of those things there. Okay, so that leads us to the very end. So we have this exit ticket. Let me throw that out to you real quick. I gotta find it. I apologize. I didn't have it right offhand, but I'll get it in just a second. But that will send you the exit ticket. Also, make sure that you're working on your topic paper. Okay, that's due next Wednesday. And you guys can stick around if you have any other questions. So let me just find this right here. Exit tickets. Is that the right one? Oh, right here. Exit ticket. Okay. Alright, there's your exit ticket. I'm going to open up my slides as well. I will also push out this exit ticket to you. And once you filled it out, you can feel free to take off, okay? Alright, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for joining me today.